and welcome to the Dancing with the Stars recap, week 9 of the Dancing with the Stars recap. I'm so excited to do it this week. We have 2 weeks to recap this week. We have both the quarterfinals and the semifinals, both double elimination weeks. I'm super excited to go over it because we literally cut our competition field in half, and that was just crazy. Lots of drama, lots of things happening. So, and lots of announcements this week too. So, let's go ahead and welcome my guest who's with me like she is every week, Gina.
Hello.
Gina, what did you think of our double eliminations?
They were needed. Like they were needed.
100%.
I do feel like I don't love that they were put at the very end of the seasons. Like they were I feel like usually they're earlier in the season to get the bad people out, but they waited a while for this one. And I don't know if I love that or I don't know if I like that or not. But
I liked the one I would have preferred.
This week's was hard.
This week's was really hard, and I didn't like that at all. I would have preferred to have still have the one last week, but then have another one earlier in the season.
Yeah, I agree with you.
When we needed people to just go.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people wouldn't have stayed as long if they had done that.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So
we might have had Joseph stay around or something like that, which I would have liked.
It would have been interesting to see how the final 5 and the final 4 ended up changing if he had stayed.
I feel like he probably would have stayed the same, honestly. He just would have I guess the final 5 might have not been different. Might have been different.
Yeah.
But the final 4 that we have, I think that would have stayed the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that they probably would have stayed the same. But I would have wondered how good he might have gotten.
I agree. It's I wish we knew, right?
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, let's go ahead. We got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right. I really should put some music to that.
I know. I feel like I want to sing behind it, da, da, da. I almost do it every time.
So, let's first go over week 8 because a lot happened in week 8, and it was 90s night. And just for anyone that's watching the replay, or if you're currently watching, make sure you comment down below or in the chat so we know that you're here. And I'm so sorry we didn't do last week. After Run Disney, I was so exhausted.
I was so tired that entire week. I didn't even run, but the waking up at 2 a.m. 2 days in a row really knocks you out. And then walking 20 miles. I didn't even run, and I walked 20 miles in 2 days.
Yeah, so I was tired, she was tired, and I was literally I don't know if I want to do it. And so we just ended up canceling. So that's why we have 2 weeks this week, if you're wondering. So first of all, 90s night. What did you think?
I loved the theme.
I loved it. Absolutely.
Really good theme.
What did you think of the skit though that they had?
In the beginning?
That?
No. Yeah. In the beginning?
Yeah. It was with all the celebrities instead of the judges.
Oh yeah, it was a little cheesy, but
yeah, I didn't like it. I was ugh, that doesn't
Yeah, I feel I specifically remember Gabby in my head. She said something strange. She said something that was very what they would say 90s. What they overplay 90s, if that makes sense. They make it something that people who I was born in 1998, but I really wasn't a 90s. I don't remember the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know that's that's not what people said in the 90s. People didn't say those things. They said them on TV shows, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I was born in 96, so I mean the end of the 90s.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember the decade changing.
Yeah, you were getting old enough to actually remember things.
Yeah. Well, I was in kindergarten when the decade changed.
Yeah, so you were old enough.
Yeah, so that's why I remember, because we had a little decade bear that did like some stupid dance, and then I didn't understand why we wouldn't have it the next year. I was like, but wait, the year changes. No, that's not how that works. So anyway, I didn't really like the skit. I thought it was a little ridiculous. I thought, and distinctly, I remember Gabby, and I was just like, no, like this brought me back to like her first interviews, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I know she was told to say it, but it was just cheesy as all get out.
Yeah. Anyway, so for 90s night, we had a double elimination, and then they did 2 dances.
They did their dance, and they did the dance relay.
Oh, the dance relay. Okay.
Right? Dance relay? Is that what
Yes. So let's talk about their dances first. So first we had Trevor and Emma with a Barbie salsa.
Remind me what his scores were. It was like, so I feel like because it's so long ago, I gotta remember.
It was 2 8s and 2 9s for a 30.
I think I agreed with that. I thought it was a cute dance. It wasn't great, but it was like, so like obviously like the theme of it, they did perfectly. Like he's an actor, he knows how to do things. Like he knows how to become, and he knows like the perfect Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I'd like honestly, like I didn't think it was that bad. I thought he was like deep in the ground. Like you had to be like grounded in the salsa. I feel like he did that. His hips probably could have been a little better because just like he's usually good at like slow hips, but like fast hips is not usually his best thing.
No, and that's what I said. I said that he needed a little bit more hips for me. And then like they did this really cool lift, which I really liked, but it looks like they had like some trouble getting into it, or like something before it was like awkward, where they just stood there for a minute and then they lifted, and I was like, ugh, I don't know.
They might have needed that to like catch their breaths or something.
Possibly, but it just looks like they did something wrong and they were trying to get back on the music and like trying to
But I thought like the 8s and 9s were like, honestly, like maybe not 8s. I just like Trevor, so like.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with the 8s. Carrie Ann and Derek gave him.
Oh my god, this was the week I literally muted Carrie Ann. She literally muted her.
Yes, I remember you telling me this. She was just being so like picky and
negative.
Annoying.
It was all negative.
Yeah, she didn't say one positive thing about I think anyone on week 8 for 90s week. Yeah, I didn't really think. I thought maybe like he could have gotten all 9s for it. Like I thought it was okay. Like I didn't, like you said, it wasn't anything great, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't terrible. Like I don't know. Compared to things that come after it, I thought it was comparable to a lot of where everyone else was.
I agree.
So next up was Shangela and Gleb with the Spice Girls Samba.
And what were their scores?
They were she got her first 10 and then 3 9s. She got a 10 from Carrie Ann.
Yeah, and then 3 9s. Yeah, I feel like so like obviously the attack of she's gonna kill like the performance of the Spice Girls. Like just like you think Shangela and you're like Spice Girls, mix them together, she's gonna do the perfect like what is that called? Entertainment
Spice or something like that.
Yeah, she's gonna do like she did, and then she did the entertainment like perfectly, right?
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, like
I was so nervous when they said they were doing samba. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, the dance wasn't like, I feel like I agree with the scores. I don't know if a 10 was necessarily worth it in my opinion. Like something with her always feels off to me.
Well, she had really sloppy footwork in my opinion. And it was also really hard to see on the television because they kept having a lot of wide shots to get everything that was going on, but then you couldn't see like what they were doing. And then when they would like transition it didn't work out.
Yeah, I just feel like she's always missing something. Whether like every performance, in my opinion, whether it's the feet, whether it's the arms, like when this one was the feet, like it was just like something's always off.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad though. It was an entertaining piece.
It was really entertaining, which I think they give her more points because it's entertaining.
No, I agree.
Which I don't necessarily know if that's like fair. to do.
Like, yeah, it has to do with something, like how much you enjoy it, but like then that's why people gave her 9s, right? That's why the 3
Yeah.
judges gave her 9s. Do I think it was perfect? No. So I think the 10 maybe wasn't worth it, but I think it was 9 worthy.
Yeah. I think so too. I thought so too. Like I said, like both hers and Trevor's were very iconic, like 90s things.
Songs,
So
yeah.
I was like
Everybody knows.
not surprised. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's gonna be, of course it's gonna be good. So then we had Wayne and Whitney's Boys to Men salsa. And they got it was Wayne's, I think it's Wayne's first perfect score.
Yeah. I feel like I remember not loving it. Like, I had so much expectation for it because I was like, and then just felt like something was a little, like maybe it was, I think it was his outfit, maybe. I remember talking to my
His
mom about
outfit
this.
was like a brown, like.
It was like overalls, wasn't it?
Oh no, wait, yeah, it was overalls and he had like a fro.
And it was weird to me because it was so like he was trying, like they were trying, I don't know whose fault it was, whether it was like the costume department, whether they picked the outfits, I don't know which one it is, but like to me it's like they were like playing up the 90s in a way that no one actually dressed in the 90s, like not no one, but like people didn't dress like that.
Yeah, I think it was too young for him. I think
it was like almost costume. I know it is supposed to be a costume, but it was like over too much of a like.
Yeah, and he had glasses and they had like tape around it.
Yeah,
I was like,
I was just
are
like,
we
who?
going with like an Urkel theme? Is that like what
I
this
don't know.
is?
And yeah, so like one person dressed like that in the 90s, and that's what we were gonna dress up as.
I do have to say the dance though, super fast, like super fast, and it had so much in it.
And yeah, and I think that's what just like, I think the costume just distracted me and just didn't feel like natural. Like didn't feel like it helped him. You know what I mean? I think the dancing wise, like if it was just a better costume, even like just a normal samba costume.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
well, it was a salsa.
Salsa costume. I would have been like, yeah, like I don't know. There was just something off about it.
I also didn't like, because I did note that his one overall was not pinned down, so he only had one on his shoulder, and then the other was supposed to be hanging, but it wasn't like pinned down or anything, and it almost swung around and hit Whitney in the face. I was like, oh no, like no.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I watched it and I was like, oh, it was okay. Like not okay, but like it was
I was
good.
a little shocked it got a perfect score considering some of his other things that I thought were much better.
Me too.
Have not gotten perfect scores.
I agree. I would.
But Carrie Ann said that this was his best dance. Yeah.
Maybe technically it was, like dance technically it was, but I feel like performance wise it wasn't.
Yeah. I feel like because of how he performed during prom week and Halloween week, this was so much better. So they like gave him the 10s for it. But I just I don't know. I don't know. But we'll get to what he did this week, because I think honestly that the dances this week were so much better. And if he got 10s last week for that thing, then he should have gotten. We'll get there. We'll get there. But anyway, then there was Daniel and Britt with the jazz.
Just the silence one, right?
Yes.
Well, when they danced in silence.
They cut out the music and they just.
I thought I
thought that was amazing.
Beautiful.
Like,
yes. It's 100% his best dance in my opinion. I loved it. Technically,
I hated the outfit. I do have to say, I absolutely hated it.
And dance wise, it wasn't the most difficult. But he did good. There was enough content in it that I wasn't like, oh my god, like where's his dancing? But it wasn't on some of the people that are better than him level.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was more of a jazz funk than the jazz that they have been saying that they have to do this year.
Yeah.
So that's why I was shocked at the scores he got, because I was like, if you compare his jazz to the jazzes we've seen, which are like Charlie's and Wayne's and Gabby's, I just don't. I didn't see enough jazz in this to really get this. I think because it was a no music
technical
thing,
jazz. You're talking about turns and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but even just like side by side stuff, because they did a lot
No,
more
that's true.
partner work, and
That's true.
that's
I
what they.
honestly thought it was a now that you're telling me it's a jazz, I'm like, oh, like I thought it was more contemporary.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
thought it was a
it
contemporary
was
dance.
a jazz, and I was like, because they did so much partner work, I was a little confused by it because I remember Mark saying when they did the Simpsons one, it has to be like you have to have side by side movements
Well,
in
maybe
it.
he was just saying like what he thinks he had, like what they have to do. I don't know.
Maybe, but then everyone else did it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Well, it still was an awesome dance. It was his best dance by far.
100%. 100%. I agree with
You
that.
could
I
tell he
just
was
think
really
they
in it.
inflated his scores.
It what?
I think they inflated his
Oh,
scores a
yeah.
little bit. Like, so he got 3 10s and a 9 for a 39 out of 40, which I was like, okay, like I understand why, but like it's impactful for us to not dance with music, but for him, it really doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Which is like, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you can do that. It's like he does this every week. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you're
Like
quite
the
getting.
Derek cried at it.
He did cry.
Yeah, like that was, I don't know. It was just really good dance.
Yeah, and
For
good
Daniel,
for
and it was just
Brittany
like,
for being able to do it.
yeah, yes.
Because you know me and counting, I would die. I would die. I'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, are we done?
Yeah, and you'd be like speed it up like 10 times too fast. Like, what's your first name?
Although I've danced to spoken word before, and that is like almost like pretty similar to that because you do have pauses of silence.
Yeah,
But most of the time we just didn't move during those times. So I was like,
that's
all right.
hard too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, then we had Heidi and Artem, who went right after them with a contemporary.
I hated it.
I hated it too.
It was so awkward. Like
Her
was
face
so like
was awkward.
So all right. I feel like I know she's not that old. She's like in her 40s, I think.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it showed her age. It looked like a 45-year-old trying to do contemporary. Like that's literally what it looked like. And I think that's kind of on Artem, honestly. Like I love Artem, but obviously he's not obviously, but like knowing him, like he's a ballroom dancer. He's not a contemporary. Like,
100%.
And I feel like this looked like a 45 or however old she is woman trying to do contemporary dance.
Yeah.
And I feel bad saying that, but like I don't know how else to say it.
But also her face, it just like her face looks.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she was trying too hard.
Yes, she was like very focused on I'm in pain, feel my pain,
and I think that's kind of like Carrie Ann's fault for like saying like I just want more out of you.
Yeah.
And like so she's like I'm giving you more, but it just looked awkward when she was trying to give her more.
She did have really pretty lines though. I will give
she
her
always
that.
has. Her technique is always great.
Yeah.
It was just like she was like reaching and then like when she was reaching her face and her body, I was like, you look like
you're constipated.
She just looked like it was almost like a little cringy.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't. I mean, Artem though.
I don't even know if I watched the whole thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like,
Artem though, he looked good. I'm not gonna lie.
Artem is
He is toned and buff, like buffer than he has been on past.
I know, because you can like see the other guys without their shirts on, but like Artem, like, and they all look good, but Artem's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder if that's because Nikki works out so much and he's been working out with her. So I wonder if like he's been working out more than he normally does.
Could be a thing. Or he just looks that good.
Or hey. I mean, when you have a wife that looks as good as Nikki Bella, I mean, you gotta keep with it. Yeah. Anyway, so they got 3 9s and an 8 for 35, which I completely
generous
with. I thought it was a little. Yeah, I didn't really think the 9s.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
expected 8s.
That much better. I didn't even think it was really better than Trevor's.
No, I didn't think so either.
Like technically, like pointed feet and stuff like that, it probably was. But still, I don't know. I don't agree.
Yeah, honestly, I think they were trying to give her higher scores so that she could
possibly stay.
Yeah, keep her in the competition, possibly. Because honestly, out of some of the people in this competition, I would have preferred her to stay one more week.
I agree.
Other people. But anyway. Gabby, so then up next was Gabby and Val with a samba. This one, I thought, I did not like this one.
Sorry, Nelson's eating crap. Oh.
It's okay.
The samba. I don't remember her samba really. I'm gonna be honest with you. What was it?
So she missed steps in her samba rolls, which they like had just said like was one of the most important pieces of the samba, and she messed it up, and I didn't like it personally. I hated it. I did not think it was worth the score. She got a perfect score for it.
Yeah, I also have the same thing with her as I do with Wayne sometimes, is I feel like something's missing, and I think the same way.
Yeah, I mean her legs look great. I mean anytime they put her.
I never think she does bad. Like
a cute
I feel like
dress.
I'm always so negative with her. She never does it bad, but it's just like I always just feel like something is a little bit missing.
Yeah. Oh, and then they started the shirt thing.
Oh yeah, it's taking off the shirts and everything. Yeah.
No, not even taking off the shirt things. The putting Alfonso's face.
Yeah.
Chest. They started it that week, and or they did it again this week.
Yeah.
I hate that. It is such a cringe anytime they do it. And they've done it every time after they've danced now. And I'm just like, please stop. Like, you're making me so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's not that deep, but yeah. I know what you mean.
No, but I'm just like, this is uncomfortable. Like, I don't like it. Like, I don't understand what you're doing. But, like I understood it the first night, but why are you continuing it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Luna says that she thought the samba rolls looked weird. Yes, they did.
Something was off.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly,
I feel like she didn't deserve the perfect score.
No, and I think anyone that does samba rolls, if you're not a professional, you're set up.
You always look like so stiff, like
like
you're just going
really
around.
gotta like get it. Yeah. You really just gotta let loose.
But like they just always look a little stiff doing it. Like I'm uncomfortable doing this right now. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, next was Vinny and Coco, and they did a tango.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was probably one of his better dance. I feel like I remember it. I'm trying to remember if it was.
So he missed some steps in the beginning.
Yes, you can tell he missed some steps, but I feel like
he recovered so nicely.
And I feel like it was one of his better dances.
Yeah,
like it wasn't awful. Obviously, it's never great. Like it's like he's not a great dancer. It wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad.
No, I didn't think it was that bad. The judges
definitely the worst
gave him
dance
nothing
of the
but
night.
good comments.
What?
The judges gave him nothing but like good comments.
Yeah.
Like they did not say anything negative. They just said, "You know what, Vinny? Good for you."
Which I feel like at that point, because like, what else are you gonna say? Like, you can't like.
But I did know he said in the package before they danced. He said he literally said, "I know I'm not supposed to be here."
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I love that you know that.
Well, like, how do you know? Like, you have to know that, right? Like, you have to know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like the judges are like, I don't really know what else to say besides like, you're doing your best, and he was doing his best. Like, and that's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't the greatest dance of all time, but it wasn't that bad.
No. So he got 1 8 and 3 7s for a 29 out of 40.
I kind of feel like they lowballed him a little bit.
I think
because
so too.
They wanted him out.
Yeah, I think so. I 100% think that they just were giving him the lowest score that they possibly could, just so they could get him out. Because I thought it deserved a few 8s, like not 9s, but more.
Yeah, maybe
7s. So I don't know. Then next up was Charlie and Mark's International Tango, which is the first time they have done International Tango on the show ever. Which I think is because they finally have someone that can
actually do it.
Tango. Yeah. Because she already did the regular tango. She already did the Argentine tango. I don't know how the international tango is much different, but she's the only one to do it. So.
Yeah. And it was like, at this point, you know, like there's nothing she can't do.
Yeah. I thought it was it finally got me on the Charlie train. I'm not gonna lie. It was an amazing
These past
dance.
few dances, actually, especially this week too, have just been phenomenal. Like they have just been on a whole nother level.
Yeah. And she's struggled with the dances that have been in hold in the beginning. So I was like, oh, here comes another dance in hold. She's not gonna do well, like whatever. She's gonna do like okay, but this one was absolutely stunning. And if this got a 40, or this did get a 40, I don't know how Gabby's could get a 40.
No, I agree.
Like nothing compared to this.
That kind of happened this week too. Like I know we're not there yet, but this happened this week too. And I feel like part of it, like Carrie Ann said, like there's different perfects for different people, right? But I'm like, but you're judging them based off each other, kind of. Like you're like, so I'm like, you kind of have to be. I don't know. I know it's hard, but I know. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, you can't say that like if Charlie's this perfect and this is a 40, you can't also say that someone that is not as perfect as her is also a 40.
I have a hard time with that just because like no one can like literally no one is going to ever compare, not ever, but like it's going to be a very long time until someone compares to Charlie again. So like Gabby's is really good, but there's still something. I don't know. I have a hard time with that.
So Luna said that it's as good as Meryl and Mark's.
Oh yeah, that one was.
Yeah.
Did you watch that season?
Say, that was on, I think it was on the Dances of All Time on Disney Plus, and if it wasn't, then it should have been. Yeah. Because that one is I watch it like.
It's iconic. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I always love Val and Max's tangos because they like I don't know if they used to do that like growing up. Like specialize in those like but they are just so good at them.
Oh, so good. So good. So then right before she got her scores, we had Alfonso dancing to the 90s.
I know. You literally you called it, yeah. But he didn't do the Carlton. No. I was waiting for that one.
It's okay.
He still did good.
I think he did, but they didn't catch it on camera.
Oh, okay.
Like he started out with it, but by the time they caught the camera, like they were already out. So I don't know. Because I saw on someone else's video, like on someone that like had a story, they were like, "Oh, he's doing the Carlton," and I was like, "Oh, wait."
Oh, well, yeah.
Confusion. Anyway, so Charlie was the last one to dance, which I kind of like that she was the last one to dance because I was like, no one's gonna beat that. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like. They usually, for a while, they put, like, Vinny behind Charlie, and it was like, oh, my God.
I was like, you're just asking for Vinny. You just want Vinny to go. So then it was the relay dances, where they danced the same style and the same song, just different parts of the song. Yeah. And they each got a different judge that was to decide the winner. Yeah. So first up was Vinny and Trevor. Vinny went against Trevor, and they did a samba, and they were all live performances to hip hop R&B.
I thought that was cool, and that's like where you can see like Disney taking over. Like they had the money to like actually get people to come because they used to do that in the past. They used to have live singers all the time. Yeah. And then the past couple of years, they like didn't do it. Yeah. I just thought it was cool. Not that I really like.
I like that it was all the same style of music. Like it wasn't like someone got like a lyrical song and someone got like a fast song. Yeah. And they were all different. I like that they were all kind of like the same genre of song.
No, I agree. That was I thought it was cool. I liked that little thing they added in there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, wait, I skipped over who went first. Vinny and Trevor went second. What am I doing? Shangela and Daniel went first with a cha-cha to Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby.
I feel like in my head,
their judge.
There were who?
Len.
Yeah. there was no way Shangela was not winning that, right?
Absolutely not. I think and Shangela went first. But I actually I disagreed. I
Oh, okay.
thought Daniel was better for this.
I don't
I
really
thought he
remember
did
it.
a better salsa,
Thought it was cha-cha.
or it was cha-cha. Sorry. I thought he did a better cha-cha, and I thought that Angela just seemed really tired. Like she didn't give it as much energy as she gave everything else, and they were also late. They missed their cue to go out.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember it. I don't remember many of the relays. But I don't know. I just feel like cha-cha, a lot of it is like entertainment value, and obviously Shangela's gonna give that no matter what.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe that's why. And like Len loves Shangela. Like there was no way Len was not choosing Shangela.
Yeah. So Shangela did win, so she got 5 extra points added to her score. And then Vinny and Trevor.
That's a lot of points. Like that. It changes a lot.
Yeah, it did. Vinny and Trevor did a samba, which I was like, oh my god, you gave the 2 worst dancers a freaking samba. What the heck?
I know.
It was Carrie Ann was their judge, and she specifically said she wanted samba rolls.
Yeah, which like the 2 people that aren't really the best dancers.
No, I just thought this was terrible. I thought their entire one was terrible. I couldn't watch it. I had to skip through it. It was so bad. Trevor was just bouncing the whole time. I did think though that Vinny should have won over Trevor. I thought Vinny did a better job at grounding himself in the samba because he's done the samba so much or so many Spanish dances.
Well, didn't he say like he loved the samba and he didn't think he would ever say that or something like that?
Yeah. So I'm surprised that Trevor ended up getting the points. Honestly, I think it didn't matter how well they danced. I think they were just going to give the points to Trevor regardless because they just want Vinny to go home at that point.
Yeah.
So Trevor ended up winning and getting 5 points, which I was like, man, whatever. They were both terrible anyway. So they were so bad. So then we had Heidi versus Wayne, who also did a samba to Salt and Pepper's Shoop.
That one.
Yeah, and they had Bruno judging them.
And I remember this one because I remember it was like technical versus entertainment.
Yes.
And I think entertainment won, right?
Yes, Wayne ended up winning.
Which I think he overall is a better dancer to begin with, so I assumed he was gonna win anyway. Yeah. But I do think he was better. Like he had more of both of them. Like he had, even though yes, he's the more entertainer.
He had a nice balance. Like Heidi was very good. Like she did it very well for what she could for it being a samba. Yeah. And it was very smooth. It wasn't bouncy. But then Wayne did that exact same thing, but then added entertainment to it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And a little more like swagger, kind of.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes, and I think
which I feel like somebody kind of need
that. Yeah. So then Charlie and Gabby went against each other, which I thought was an interesting pair.
Well, I think they chose the bottom, like just went by points, like cumulative points throughout the season.
Yeah.
So them 2 together makes sense.
Yeah, and they did a salsa to Kid and Play. Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody, which honestly I've never heard of these people and I've never heard of the song.
You never heard that song?
That she's never heard of them either. So, and they had Derek to judge.
Yeah, and I remember Derek being like, "I really don't know who I'm gonna choose." It's like, really.
And this one also, they were the only pair that had never danced the style.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, well, you are going to give it to the people that do it the best, right?
Yeah.
Or that not do it the best, have the most points, so have the best potential to do things. I do think Derek was he gave the points to Charlie.
Yes.
And I do think she was way better.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he was like, they were both so good. And I was like, yes, Gabby was good. But like, there's no way you cannot tell me that Charlie's was that much better. Like,
Charlie's had a lot more Charlie's was like literally all content.
She literally did the I don't know what they're called. But you know what I'm talking about.
The turn thing.
Yeah. Like that only professional freaking dancers do.
Yeah. And then, but Gabby had more style. She had more sass, and in my opinion, and she had more tricks. So honestly, like depending on what you wanted to go with, I think it could have gone either way. But
I maybe just because I grew up dancing, I always go with like technical, like thing, like
yeah, but they've been going with entertainment this whole time.
I know,
So
but in my
I was
head,
like,
like it's like
I
no, I'm
kind
like,
of
why
felt
would you
like
not
Gabby
choose?
was probably gonna win it, and then
Yeah.
they were like, no, and I was
I
like,
think if Charlie did not do those turn things that I'm talking about,
yeah,
she probably would have lost.
probably.
But the fact that she did them and no celebrities ever done them on the show, it's like, okay, like how is
Yeah.
that not gonna win?
Yeah. I'm surprised she did it because I honestly was I was a little afraid she was gonna fall, and I was glad because I think they wanted to do 5 originally. It looked like they were doing 5 in the package.
Yeah.
And then he cut it to 2, and I was like, "Good
Just make it a little
job
slower.
on doing that." Like,
'Cause Mark is a genius, so he knows what he's doing.
yeah. But I think if she had to do a 3rd one, she would have fell.
Probably.
So I was like, "Woof, woof." Anyway, so the final score at the end of that night ended up being Wayne and Whitney on top with Charlie and Mark. Both had 45 points. Shangela and Gleb with 42. Gabby and Val fell to 4th at 40. Daniel and Britt were 39. Trevor and Emma 39. Heidi and Arnold 35. And Vinny and Coco with 29.
Oh, poor. Okay.
Yet somehow, so it was a double elimination, and the people with the bottom score after the fan votes were added in was automatically eliminated. Somehow, Vinny still escaped this, and Heidi and Artem were automatically eliminated.
She just didn't have the votes. Like, I just came down to that. She just didn't have the votes.
Yeah, which is kind of shocking to me, to be honest.
I think people who would have voted for her voted for Charlie, obviously.
But
and
you
either
get 10
didn't
votes per couple.
and didn't realize they could vote more than once. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm going to go with, like, that, or they just voted for Charlie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's going to have the people who vote for Charlie would also vote for her. So,
yeah. I think they kind of knew it was coming. I think they knew
they did, 1,000%. They've been in the bottom 2 so many times. Like,
yeah. So they seemed okay with it. And then in the bottom 3, we are in the bottom 2nd and 3rd position. We had Trevor and Emma and Vinny and Coco. And the judges voted to unanimously eliminate Vinny and Coco.
It was coming. We love Vinny, but it was coming.
Yeah, I think he knew that, and I think
honestly,
I think he was happy to go. To be honest, compared to what they had to do this week, I could not imagine him doing it.
Vinny, actually, I feel like not Vinny. Trevor got lucky because if it was between him and Heidi, I think he would have gone home.
I think so too.
And so he got lucky that he wasn't in the bottom spot.
Yeah.
Or Vinny was in the bottom spot. You know, either way.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So, for the semifinals, which was this week, not only was it another double elimination, but they had to learn 2 full dances.
Which makes sense to me at this point.
Yeah, and they had to do a Spanish dance that they had not done yet, and a traditional ballroom dance that they also had not done yet. So, of course, what have we not seen this season?
Paso dobles.
The paso dobles.
This is the first week I actually somewhat liked some of the paso dobles. Not all of them, some of them.
The fact that they say the samba is the hardest dance.
Not even I don't even think paso's the hardest dance. I just think it like does not look good on people.
No, it just doesn't look good.
Especially males.
And I think
celebrity
that
males.
is the word. Like, people are always complaining. Like, all season, all we've heard is like, oh, you're getting the samba. It's terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, honestly, though, you can make that samba look decent. The paso doble, if you can't do it right, you're done.
It's usually the celebrity males that have the hardest with the paso doble, in my opinion.
Which I was going to say, because Shangela got the paso doble this week. I think that she lucked out doing it as Shangela. Because honestly, I think it is easier to be a girl doing the Paso Doble than a guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I think her being who she is was actually an advantage.
Probably.
For this. I mean, it's probably been an advantage the whole time, but I'm just saying. Like,
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. But, yeah. So anyway, Wayne and Whitney were up first. And they did,
Are we gonna do both of their dances, or we're gonna
do both of their dances because they went in the exact same order, which I think is the only way to go. Otherwise, people are gonna be overly.
No, I gotcha. Yeah.
And this is also to note the first time they changed outfits.
I'm so happy they finally did that because I didn't like it earlier in the season when they wouldn't change outfits.
Yeah, I especially didn't like it for the team dances.
I was gonna say that too. I always like in the team dances when they look like an actual team.
Yeah. Meh. Anyway, so Whitney and Wayne, oh my god, poor. They had the paso up first.
Yeah, I feel like.
Sorry, what did you think of their paso?
It was good, not great. That's my opinion.
Yes, I agreed. I felt bad for Wayne on his knees. Oof.
Yeah. Both of Wayne's dances, in my opinion, were not there was something off about them. Both of them this week.
Yeah,
they were. It wasn't. They were good. I think they got all 9s or maybe a few 10s in there.
So for the paso, he got all 9s for a 36, which I thought was a little low. I'm gonna be honest, because they didn't tell him anything that.
I just feel like it wasn't his best day. I just feel like it just knowing what he can do, it just wasn't up to his potential.
But I think considering it was the paso, I liked it. I thought it was the best paso we'd seen all season.
Mm-hmm.
By a male, because you can't. In my opinion, you cannot compare his paso to Charlie's paso, which
because later. It's different,
because the person that's mainly doing it, you can't.
I agree. No,
that's why I think I like it when they do the paso because I think some dances cater more to male celebrities because they can do less. Yeah, they can do less and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which Wayne has not done.
I kind of feel like, what was his other dance?
So after the paso, which I'll get to it after. But after the paso was the Viennese waltz.
Oh yeah. So I feel like,
which I thought was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous, but I do feel like it was a little messy. I feel like his footwork was a little. He didn't get a perfect score, right?
No, he got a 10 and 3 9s, but the only thing they gave it, they said it lacked content.
Maybe that's what it was. I feel like this week Whitney was kind of dancing around him.
Yeah.
Maybe especially with the paso. Maybe that's just how we were saying the paso kind of is, but I just felt like I noticed that it wasn't as much content as it normally is for him.
Yeah. And so after they did their first dance, we got a little surprise.
Yeah.
Whitney is pregnant with her second child. And I don't know if you've been following her story this week, but she's been saying that she is extremely sick.
Which, my mom and I were talking about this.
Played into it.
My mom and I were talking about this, and we were we've kind of noticed this season Whitney hasn't been her bubbly self normally, and a little bit off. And now it makes more sense. She's been nauseous because she's pregnant, which makes 1,000 times more sense. But because we were she doesn't feel like normal. Doesn't feel like she normally is.
Yeah.
And and I kind of thought it was Wayne giving off a little bit of weird energy maybe to her, but it was no, it was just she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She felt crap. She feels like she's gonna throw up every 5 seconds. So I was oh yeah, that would do it.
So I wonder if she just didn't feel good this week, and they couldn't get as much rehearsal time as they needed. So she was just like, you know what, you just do this easy stuff, and I'm just gonna figure it out. Because I feel like that's how it's been for them, and I don't really think it's Wayne's fault at all. I think like the choreography is either really good or it's really like there's not a lot there.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. I feel like his scores this week were deserved. I wasn't really surprised by them because I didn't think they were his best dances.
Yeah, I thought they were lacking some. I will be honest though, I'm a little shocked his Paso didn't get a bit of higher scores, like didn't get it to at least 110 in there. I thought it
probably deserved at least 110. You're right. It probably deserved at least 110. But I just feel like something was. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt like missing something. Like, it wasn't like as full as it could be, in my opinion. Like, knowing what he can do.
Yeah, I think if he wants to be a contender in the finals, he is definitely going to have to step it up.
Yeah, I'm excited for his freestyle.
Me too. Oh, which kind of gives some stuff.
Well, everyone kind of knew it anyway. Right?
Whatever. So anyway, he ended up with a 73 as his total score. He got a 36 for his first one and a 37 for his second.
Which is kind of low for him.
It is a little low. I kind of expected it to be a bit higher, especially with it being semifinals.
Yeah.
But then again, like, we don't know the full story of everything.
Exactly.
So we don't know. Anyway, next up was Daniel and Britt. And they had their first dance was the Viennese waltz.
I thought it was pretty. It was like a good, solid dance.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Like, it was a solid dance.
Whitney,
I saw it.
And Whitney and Lindsay are pregnant around the same time. I literally, I kid you not, Luna. I told Gina at the beginning of the season, as soon as Lindsay announced she was pregnant, I was like, I bet you Whitney's not going to be far behind.
I'm not surprised by it. And I think they'll do the same month this time too. Last time they were due a few months apart, and I think this time they'll do the same month.
You think? I
think they both are doing May. I thought they both said May. I thought they both said May. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Whitney definitely said May. I feel like I remember Lindsay saying May too.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway.
That makes me a little annoyed because Lindsay could have done the season then.
Well, no. Lindsay also said she didn't do it because she, like, the timing wise, this around, like, moving her family to LA, like, wasn't working out this time. So, it wasn't just, I'm assuming it was part of it.
I'm just saying, I really wanted her to do this season.
I don't know. Hopefully she'll be back.
I'm hoping. Anyway, back to Daniel and Britt. I didn't think it was that great, to be honest.
It was a solid dance. It wasn't, like, awful.
Yeah, I don't think he follows through very much on his arms, which really bothered me. He would like be reaching, but then wouldn't fully reach, and then just like go into the next move.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, come on, don't do that. But anyway, he got 3 9s and an 8 for a 35 for his Viennese waltz.
Yeah, I thought that score was fine for him.
Yeah. They were definitely being picky the first round.
Well, it makes sense. It's the semifinals. Yeah, semifinals.
Yeah,
like
semifinals. Yeah.
And
I felt bad. People kept booing, and they were like, "It's the semifinals."
Well, like, it makes, like, I don't know. You felt bad for who? The judges?
The judges.
Yeah. No, I guess.
Yeah. Which I am kind of annoyed though, because I'm like, if you're gonna judge this harshly on the semifinals, why haven't you been judging somewhat harshly this entire competition? You know what I mean?
I feel like this though, like, wasn't even judged that, like, they might have said some things that they were judging harshly, but they gave scores that were fair. Like, you know, like, it's not like they gave them 7s or something dumb. Like,
no. Although some of them, with the way they were talking, I was like, "Oh, are they gonna get like 7s or something like that?"
Yeah, but like they always seem
like it.
I feel like they always make it seem like more like worse than it actually is.
Yeah. Anyway, and then of course, their last dance of semifinals, possibly their last dance of the show, was a samba. I think they were really I honestly think whoever set this up, that the samba would be their last dance, was hoping they never got there.
Yeah. Like, especially for, like, the samba's just so musical, and it's gonna be it was so hard for it. Like, it had to be so hard for him to do it.
Yeah.
And, like, it wasn't bad for what it was, but, like,
The
yeah, it
turns,
wasn't.
I cringed. I couldn't do it. The samba turns.
Yeah. The
Oh my
rolls, you
God,
mean?
Daniel doing the samba turns. And then his hips, he was trying so hard, but I was like, he did like one hip and then he just didn't have hips for the rest of the day.
Yeah. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful.
Yeah. So he got 2 8s and 2 9s for it, which honestly I thought was a little high.
Yeah, compared to what they gave Trevor, like we'll talk about. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
I just didn't think that was.
I feel like they give him 9s though for him being like likable.
Yeah.
And his like he always has a smile on his face, and like he like does that. Like he's like good, like he's a good personality. So I feel like they give him 9s for that.
Yeah, I agree. So he got a 34 for his second dance, 35 for his first dance, which gave him a total of 69 points.
Yeah, I feel like that's like normal. I feel like that was worth it for him.
Yeah, I feel like that's like typically what he's done. I don't know. Oh, I guess he got a 10 last week, but I think he doesn't typically get 10s. So
no, the 10 was for the jazz dance. That was like really touching, that one. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised that he didn't get 10s this week.
Yeah. So then next up was Shangela and Gleb, and they had a paso as well for their first dance.
I thought it was good. It was just a little messy in my opinion. Like she was hitting things, but it was almost like like what I've said this entire season about her is like it's almost a little like too much. Like
she had it and then she lost it. Like her solo part was amazing. I was like, you
and
go,
then but like
girl.
once she and Gleb like came together, it just felt a little messy.
Yeah, she lost it. Her feet like went everywhere. I was shocked. So she got all 9s for this one, and I was shocked she got all 9s.
She gets 9s for the entertainment factor. She has the entertainment factor there, and like I feel like that's a lot what her scores. Like wasn't a bad day. Like it was a good dance, except like it was just a little messy. She missed a few steps, like things like that. But she just has that entertainment factor. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. I was just shocked because, like, compared to Daniel, who got 8s for his samba and his Viennese waltz, and I thought that was a better dance than this.
No, I was like, same. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. So she got a 36 for her first one, and then she also did a Viennese waltz for her second dance.
I thought it was pretty.
Yeah. She had flexed feet, which
really so I'm saying like the technical stuff like wasn't 100% there. But it was a pretty dance, like, and she looks pretty, and I think they had a good connection. Like the whole, like they had a really good connection when they were doing it. It just,
I didn't like the turn trick section they put in there. Oh, I didn't.
I feel like she could probably like, it's like, I feel like her shoulders were up a little, and it could have just been like a little more relaxed, and so she could like reach more, like, and it would feel like more like pretty,
Yeah. And I think where I said the paso, her being like technically like male gender dressing, being cross dresser as a woman helped her because she didn't have to take on the male part in the paso. I feel like it slightly hurt her in the Viennese waltz.
Yeah, I feel like the shoulders thing I was talking about kind of was that, like, because she genetically has broader shoulders. It just like it didn't like flow as well. But I still feel like
I think she's slightly taller than Gleb.
Oh, because she also wears heels too, so maybe
which doesn't help when you're doing the Viennese waltz.
Still, it was a really pretty dance, so like it was like a nice dance. They had a good connection.
Yeah, I did not think it deserved. So she got a 10 and 3 9s for it.
I didn't think it deserved a 10. I think it should have just been all 9s.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, really, a 10?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like that, but anyway, whatever. So she got a 30. It seemed like so far, and I didn't realize this the first time. Everyone got a Low has gotten a higher score for their waltz, their ballroom dance, than their wax.
Which the ballroom dances are easier to do.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it's hard not to have a really good like waltz. Like especially if you have the waltz. Like the waltzes are like I want to say easy, but like one of the easier ones, and it's like easy to look pretty and stuff like that.
Yeah. So they got a 73 as their total score, and we were halfway through the competition at this point, which a 73 tied her with Wayne and Whitney, and then it was Daniel and Britt below them.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but like 4 points below them, like nowhere near them.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about like Wayne and Shangela being tied. I feel like they had relatively similar dances.
Then we got the very last master class of the season from Derek and Len. Did you figure out what the difference between a Viennese waltz and a waltz are?
I looked it up actually before, so like it's kind of so I kind of knew it.
Their explanation, I didn't get it. I was like, what?
Oh, maybe I didn't look it. I don't know. I looked up either
I know the regular waltz you can't do a lift in, and Viennese I think you can.
Yeah, I don't remember now. I don't remember if it's an extra step or not. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was really cute that he involved Len and he involved Bruno last time. And I was like, oh, cute. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Then we had the best two dances of the season so far. Just Charlie.
Yes.
It's absolutely freaking ridiculous what she can do. It is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, no. What her and Mark can do. Because it's not just her. It's also Mark. What her and Mark can do.
Yeah. So her first dance was a Viennese waltz.
I loved her dress. Her dress made it even better. Like those arm sleeve things. Gorgeous.
I was a little worried when I saw her like earlier in the night with them. I was like, oh, I hope those don't get in her way. Like
it was stunning.
Yes, so stunning. I think it was the best dance yet. The turns, oh my god. The turns.
Like you can even I like to watch the judges in the background of her dances, and they're just like they're all of them are like how is she doing that? It's like turn, step, turn, step, turn.
You can tell also that she hasn't danced in a while because she was like complaining about an ingrown infected toenail.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, girl, welcome. Yes. Welcome to the life. You probably cut your toenails and you shouldn't have.
It was just gorgeous. Like it was a classic Viennese waltz.
Oh.
It was just so good.
It did not look like I would never like if you didn't know who she was and you just saw this. Like,
it was a professional dancer.
It was a professional dancer. And
she looked like she was floating. They literally looked like they were floating.
Yeah.
So good.
Beautiful. And they got a perfect score for that, which well deserved.
Yeah.
And then I was nervous because I was like, oh.
I know. I was nervous about the paso. And
then she came out with the paso, which honestly didn't love her outfit. Didn't love it.
It was an interesting outfit, but then it kind of made sense in the dance. Like the skirt made sense, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But like if anyone's gonna wear it, it's gonna be
the up on the top. I didn't like it.
If anyone's gonna wear it, though, it's gonna be the 18-year-old that has the good body, right? Like it's just gonna be like.
Luna loved her waltz song.
Oh, the song is very cool. It's the Glimpse of Us one.
Oh yeah. Her mom was crying.
Yeah.
Oh,
not surprised.
Loved it. Anyway, the paso.
The beginning section was probably the best solo section ever on the show.
I think this was the best paso we've ever seen on the show.
Yeah, and then her little solo part was absolutely insane. Like, it was just, and then just the dance was insane. Like I don't think I've ever seen that good of a, like you said, never seen that good of a paso.
Yeah. I didn't like the ending though. I will say
the ending was like I was like, why don't you pose? Why'd you walk away?
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I feel like it didn't complete the dance.
I felt like they wanted to do something, they couldn't get it done, so they were just like, you know what, screw it. We're done.
I just feel like it didn't complete the dance and like didn't finish it like I wanted to. But anyway, it was a freaking amazing dance. Like it was absolutely insane.
Yeah, just
it was.
perfect.
There's no words for it. Yeah.
Just perfect. She got a 40 for that one too. Total of 80. Perfect score for the night.
Best dances of the season. Gonna be in the top 10 dances of Dancing with the Stars. Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
If she does not go down in Dancing with the Stars history, if they do an all-star season, she better be on it.
No. You know, I agree. But if she wins, I don't know. I guess you do all-stars if you win. Yeah. Sorry. I want to, first off, I want them to bring that back. I like the all-star season.
I like the all-star seasons too.
I wanted to bring it back. Anyway.
So then after her, which I felt terrible about, was Trevor and Emma.
Well, they did the same thing to Vinny before, so I gotta do it to Trevor. I know,
they just replaced Vinny with Trevor. So his first one, because he's actually done the paso before, was the cha-cha.
Which, like, I feel like wasn't
and
that...
Emma brought up that every year for the past 2 years, she has been eliminated after they've done a cha-cha.
I know. And, like, I love how you texted me, you were like, maybe she's just not good at the cha-cha.
I mean, like, she's amazing at rumba, but
it's probably just not her style.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe cha-cha's just not it, girl, clearly.
Yeah. Like, it's just not your thing, which, like, you do you. There's nothing's got to... Because it wasn't that good. Like, and, like, the choreography wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't.
Like, it was very... Like, for what I've seen Trevor do before...
Hips. He needed more hips.
What I've seen Trevor do before, it just, like, wasn't, like, enough content. Like, I've seen Trevor do content. Where was the content this time? It was like, I love Emma.
He ripped his shirt off, though. He did.
You probably
once
loved
that happened, I was like, oh, you do whatever you want, boy.
I'm distracted anyway.
Yeah.
No,
ain't no one watching your feet.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I love Emma, which is, like, clearly not her thing because it wasn't that good.
Yeah. Yikes.
And it got all 8s, right?
Yeah, I got all 8s.
Which definitely deserved all 8s.
Oh, 100%.
If it was early in the season, I probably would have got a 7.
I'm honestly shocked it didn't get a 7.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. They seemed kind of surprised about the all 8s, but I'm like, come on, did you just, like look back at the tape. You'll see why you got all 8s.
But then they did the Viennese waltz, which I personally had high hopes for their Viennese waltz because I thought that was something that they would do really well in.
No, I agree because, like, they usually do good at slower dances.
What?
They usually do better at slower dances.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But Trevor said in the package for the Viennese waltz, he said that he's been the underdog the entire season. Which I did not agree with that. Because I remember back in the beginning, we said that he had potential to be in the top 5. Which
I think that was after his contemporary, because we had high hopes for him. So I wasn't like, that was like...
No, it was after his rumba.
Oh, rumba. Yeah, it's true. That was the second week, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's kind of an underdog, but compared to, like, Gabby, Wayne, and Charlie...
to be honest.
What?
I thought Vinny was more of an underdog.
Well, he wasn't an I guess, I don't know what the definition of an underdog is, really. But I guess technically he was the underdog because he was the lowest scores. But the underdog with the best potential, it was Trevor.
No, I thought it was Joseph.
Oh, that's true, Joseph. Well, once Joseph got out, then it became Trevor.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did their Viennese waltz. I thought it was a little contemporary-ish.
Which, because he was good at the contemporaries.
Yes, but I thought she made it very contemporary, not enough waltz in there. Did you hear when he was getting his comments what Bruno said?
No, what did he say?
So they mentioned sometimes, Trevor mentioned something, and I replayed it, and I tried to put it on, I put on subtitles to see if they would catch it, but they didn't. But he said, something first time for everything. So, like, Trevor was like, oh, it's my first time ever dancing. And he's like, well, there's a first time for everything. Like, he said it to the crowd, but the mic picked him up. And he wasn't expecting that. Well, and Trevor was like, yeah, you're right.
He a little bit was like, I understand he was the one that's left that really doesn't have dance experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. I was shocked
That was the
too.
contemporary day.
But that was the contemporary that did.
But it was a really good dance.
Oh, so good. So good.
And I feel like he is the only one that, I guess besides Daniel, that was left that didn't have any dance experience.
Yeah.
And so I can understand in that sense, but like, I feel like you made it to the semifinals. Stop saying that you're like, you don't have dance experience. Like, you made it this far.
Yeah. I feel like he's kind of used it as a crutch to get some sympathy votes.
But like, I don't know. Like, I do love him, but still, at the same time, it's like.
But I love that Bruno said it.
Yeah.
And
well,
Trevor
yeah, like you got
too.
like you're on the show, so like don't complain about it. Like you've been on the show for 8 weeks or 9 weeks already. Like don't complain about it.
Yeah, it's just like shut up. We're tired of hearing about it.
I know.
It's like I tell my kids, like sometimes, or my students sometimes when they say things, I'm like, that's an inside thought. I feel like Bruno meant to keep that as an inside thought, and he said it, and he didn't realize he said
it. No, I gotcha.
Anyway, they got a 9 3/8 for their Viennese waltz, which I think really Glenn was not happy with it at all. I'm shocked.
I don't think it had much waltz content in it.
No, and they broke hold almost consistently. So I'm shocked they got 8s, to be honest.
Well, semifinals. They probably didn't want to give 7s.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably not. But they got a 65 for their total, which did put them at the bottom.
Not surprised. Like I like him, and like he's good at really specific dances.
I thought this. I kind of had a feeling like if he, in my head, who were the next people to go.
Like if he had a different
that ended up in the bottom.
Yeah, if he had a different style of dance, he would have made it into the finals.
Probably, yeah.
Like if he had
like a contemporary or something, most definitely.
Like if for some reason it weighed. I know like nobody had a contemporary or rumba this week, but if for some reason this week was that week for it, he would have made it to the finals.
Oh yeah, 100%. Anyway, on to our last couple of the night, which was Gabby and Val with the traditional waltz.
Yes, because they already did a Viennese waltz.
Yes. Well, the traditional waltz was their first dance.
I thought it was pretty. She had like I remember one specific time. There was one specific reach that she did. I was like, oh my god, that was stunning. Like there was like a like it was a specific reach she did, and it was like into the camera or something. So it was really stunning. It's so hard to compare.
I thought she was a little stiff, to be honest.
I thought she was stiff until that one reach. That's what that's why I feel like I never noticed the reach so much. And maybe the waltz is supposed to, the traditional waltz is maybe a little more stiff than the Viennese waltz. We actually know that. True. It's so hard to compare because it was a really good dance, but was it on Charlie level good? No.
And the thing is, they did waltzes right after each other.
Yeah, and that's why I still have a hard time with like for Gabby. Yes, it was a perfect score, but if you're gonna compare all of the dances. And you give Charlie a perfect score, technically, no. Like, that's what... It was a really good dance, though.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have been suspicious. So, like, I didn't know until she... And I... Shame on me for not knowing this, clearly.
What?
That... her and her fiance broke up. I kind of assumed it. I kind of like was thinking.
It popped up on my TikTok.
I didn't know it because but he like was there all the time, and then suddenly he wasn't there.
It was only like last week or 2 weeks ago. It wasn't that long. Like it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, and it couldn't have been because he was there literally for the other night. When she did that dance that was dedicated to him, which I think was like week 4 or 5. Or
no, that was week 2 or 3.
No, it was most memorable. So that was week 4.
It was week like 2 because it was the week that I think the Bachelorette ended the second week of Dancing with the Stars, and that's when like it announced that they were engaged.
Well, yeah, but then she did the dance that was dedicated to him the next
I don't know. The week that they like ended with a kiss from him, that was like week 2.
Oh, yeah.
And that was Vietnamese waltz that they did to that. That's why they already did the Vietnamese waltz.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was like Elvis night because it was the I Can't Help Falling in Love with You song.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. I didn't know about it, and I was like, "Oh, you poor thing." Like,
Yeah.
I felt kind of bad for her. I was like, "Oh."
She
Like,
seems fine though. Like I don't know if she's a great actress and like just hiding like because there's no way you can just be fine unless if like you knew it was coming, right?
yeah, it is though. I think it is the fastest ending to a bachelorette.
That's definitely not true.
2 weeks. I think so.
Well, no, because they've been together.
But I mean,
since
like,
the show.
So it's always the same amount of time from
But,
when
like,
they actually get engaged to when the episode airs. It's always the same amount of time.
Well, but some people break up in between the time, like in between the ending of the show and the reunion.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so.
In that sense, I'm talking about. But you're talking about after the reunion, after like the finale reunion, whatever they call it, thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really watch The Bachelorette, so.
They didn't get engaged on the show. They got engaged on the after the final rose. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it was literally like 2 weeks long.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, clearly they weren't. Or maybe they'll get back together. But for right now, they're not meant to be. Anyway.
Yeah. Nah.
Her dance was pretty, but like at the same time, it like for her it was a perfect score. Yes.
Yeah.
I just have like high expectations because of Charlie, so like, and that's not anyone's fault but my own.
No. But honestly, yeah, she got a 40, which I was like, meh, okay, whatever. I'm not a big Gabby fan. I don't know what it is. There's just something every time she dances, I'm just like, meh.
I like Gabby, but there is something about Bachelorette's always winning this dang show, and I'm like, I don't like. They're not always the best dancers, but they not always win the show, but like. If they're semi-good, they usually win the show. And I'm, like, over it. I don't want the Bachelorette to win the show.
Well, anyway. She then did the Paso.
Yes, and I do think the Paso was worse than the waltz.
I 100% agree, and I think it was a ripoff on their vampire dance.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
The whole entire ending was the exact same.
Oh, yeah. It just
where he,
wasn't.
Like, he twisted her head and like kind of did the thing with her neck. I was like, come on, like literally, that is the exact same thing.
I just felt like it was a little like messy because like so it could have been like more tact, maybe.
Yeah.
That was. I don't know. It just felt like something was a little off. Like it just wasn't. Like I just thought her waltz was a lot better than the Paso, and so I'm like, can you give I knew she got a perfect score at the Paso too, but I'm like, I feel like. The waltz was better.
I didn't think her Paso was any better than Wayne's Paso, to be honest.
I agree.
So I was a little shocked that she got a perfect score and he got what? What did he get? He got like 9s?
Yeah.
9s and an 8. And I was like, oh, that's not whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So she ended up getting a total of 80, which tied her and Charlie with the top score, and then it was Wayne, and then it was Shangela, and then Daniel, and then Trevor at the bottom. And then at the end, right before they did their second dances, we got sad news.
It's like sad news, but also like good for him. It's good. It's like good for you news.
Yeah. So Len is leaving. This is going to be his last season. So this week will be his last
I looked him up. He's like 77, 78 years old. He's old. Yeah, 100%. He deserves to retire.
Yeah. And it was just, I don't know. Everyone got super emotional all of a sudden, and
it makes sense. Like Carrie Ann would get emotional because she's been here from her and Bruno have also been here from the start of the show. So
yeah,
like
3 of them, right, have been like the original.
I think Len missed like 1 season because of COVID, because he couldn't travel.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I can understand her being them being emotional, and it is like he is a big part of Dancing with the Stars. Like he is.
Yeah.
So it is sad.
But Derek started like tearing up, and I saw.
Well, I didn't realize, like, before Dancing with the Stars, Len like judged Derek when he was like 10 years old. Like he like judged the competition. Like I didn't realize it was like from that young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it's sad, but like good for him.
Mark was like a little emotional. and so were some other people.
He deserves to retire, so good for him.
Yeah. Good for him. He never has to hear anyone boo him anymore.
And he doesn't, he gets to go spend time with his grandkids and his,
Yeah.
I think he has a wife still and
Yeah.
probably children, yeah.
Ooh, good question.
So I didn't know if, like, Derek, it's just going to be 3 of them now. Like, I didn't know if it was that.
I wonder, and then I wonder who's going to be the head judge, because honestly, I don't think Carrie Ann can be the head judge, because she doesn't actually know.
I feel like Bruno can't really be it either.
No, Bruno can't, because he's like so I wonder if Derek's going to turn into the head judge, or if they're going to bring in someone else. But it doesn't make sense, though.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to bring someone in, like, brand new, or maybe I don't know. I've never watched, like, the Strictly Come Dancing, like, the UK version.
Yeah.
And I know Len was to be on that show, too. I think Bruno was on that show as well, but at least at one point. So I don't know if there's someone on that show that could come and be, like, the head judge over here. I feel like they need another older guy. Like, they need, like, another, like, really
he's basically,
technical.
Let's be real. He's like the Simon of like Dancing with the Stars.
They need another, like, technical person, like someone who's gonna, like, not just,
because I think Derek plays favorites too much.
Yeah,
especially with the pros, because he definitely has his pros he likes and his pros they doesn't really care for.
I feel like they need someone that is like a judge. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
I feel like they need to bring somebody. Yeah. I was thinking Julianne, but I didn't know if she was going to do it. I don't know if they would have 2 Huffs together. That's what I was like, in my back of my head, I thought of Julianne. You also could do it? Max.
That would be a good one, but then PETA can't be on the show.
Well, but, like, he's done it before. Max has done it before.
Judged?
Yeah.
With PETA on the show as a pro?
At least with Val on the show. Val's his brother.
That's also true.
I feel like if you're going to be able to Derek be doing it, and, like, Derek and Mark are best friends, Max can do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Max would be good, like, a younger Len. Like, Max would be good.
He would go at them.
Probably too hard, but
I watched the season that he judged. That's why I'm like,
I don't know if he judged fully on a season, or he just did a couple episodes as, like, a fill-in judge. I don't remember. It was, like, something like that.
Oh.
It was a year. I don't remember if it was, like, a 4th judge situation, or if he only did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like he would be a good one.
Ooh, that would be a good. I was also thinking Cheryl.
Ooh, Cheryl. I feel like she would be good. Because I think she said this was officially her last season.
Dancing?
Yeah. Cheryl would be also an interesting one.
But she said that, like, 7 times. So.
No, I think she's, like, officially, like, said, like, she, like, made a statement or, like, put an article out with, like, People Magazine or something. Or she's on YouTube. Maybe she posted a YouTube video or something. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like Cheryl would also be a good one.
Yeah, or Louis.
Louis, I feel like, doesn't have enough, like, backing behind him.
Yeah. Oh. No.
I would really hate that.
She
would bring too much drama to the show.
And plus, she doesn't know ballroom. Like, she will admit when she doesn't know something. Yeah. And she doesn't know ballroom. She knows competition dancing, and she knows, like, regular jazz, lyrical, acro, like, all that. But she does not know ballroom.
I just feel like she'd just bring a little too much drama, because that's what she's used to. Like, she's used to her reality show having drama.
Yeah.
And, like, that's not Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. I would not like that. I would personally stop.
It's probably, they were joking, but, like, still, like.
Yeah. And plus, I feel like she has too much controversy still surrounding her with all her.
Didn't she go to jail?
Like 3 times.
No, I don't really follow her much. All I know is, like, she caused trauma in children.
Yeah. So, and Disney tends to stay away from those things. So. Anyway.
Who got out, Morgan?
We had the bottom 3. And again, it was a double elimination. I'm so mad that when Abby gave Meryl an 8 for her rumba.
Yeah,
it's
just mean.
I don't know.
Abby did she guest judged one week. Meryl and Max, that Meryl.
Oh, ew. Yeah. I don't like that. I'm just not gonna, not even, no. Anyway. So there was a bottom 3, and because the bottom person got eliminated automatically because it was a double elimination. So Trevor and Emma automatically got eliminated, which I think they knew. They knew it was
everyone. I feel like everyone knew that was coming.
Yeah, especially since he had the lowest scores of the night, and he doesn't always. He never had the votes ever to save him.
He's just not famous enough.
Yeah, I think he knew, and he was like, "Okay, I'm done." And then in the bottom 2 was Shangela and Gleb and Daniel and Britt. So they the judges saved Shangela and Gleb, which honestly, that was
not surprised about.
Yeah, not surprised at all. I
and,
am surprised.
What?
Go ahead.
I was like, she is a better dancer, so like.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But she was at least close with the scores to the top people, whereas he was nowhere near. But I was surprised they didn't talk to Daniel at all.
Yeah, I don't really understand that.
They completely cut. They talked to Trevor and Emma, and then they completely cut Daniel and Britt and did not even let them speak, which I understand.
Maybe he didn't have the his
translator got his butt over there.
Not a translator, it's something else. I don't really know what it's called.
Interpreter,
or maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but his interpreter got his butt over there, so I don't know.
Maybe they ran out of time. But they had, I don't know.
I don't like that. You can't run out of time. You're lunch.
Yeah. I know. That's so I hate how they do that. Like, if you go 5 minutes over, oh, well.
Yeah. That really annoyed me, though. And I feel like a lot of people in the deaf community also did not appreciate that.
And I also just feel like people in general, they loved Daniel. Like, there were, like, I saw so many things on social media how much people loved Daniel. And I like Daniel. Like, I like Daniel.
Yeah.
I was never, like, his biggest fan. But, like, I still, like, for some reason, I had, like, more, like, heart towards Trevor.
Yeah.
But, I did like him. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, it feels wrong that they did that.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I did not sit well with me at all. So we did get that Derek is dancing next week. And then, so we have our 4 finalists. We have Charlie, Gabby, Wayne, and Shangela.
And I feel like that's who we thought were going to be in the final since the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not anything surprising.
No. But who do you think is going to take it home?
So I'm thinking at least most people are going to, I think, if not all 4 of them, at least 3 out of 4 of them are going to get perfect, like, all 80s next week. Like, that's what happens. It's the finale. What happens?
I think it's gonna be Charlie, Gabby, Wayne, and then
Charlie, Gabby, Wayne, Shangela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Like, I think it's gonna be like Charlie, Gabby, Wayne get like maybe perfect scores, and then Shangela like not able to clean it up or something.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel I
slightly hope Wayne gets second.
Yeah.
I feel
like Charlie's going to win.
I think that there's no doubt that she's going to win.
I only don't think she's going to win because Gabby is a bachelorette. That's the only reason why.
You think there might be an upset?
There could be. I'm always like thinking there's going to be an upset.
Who knows? Like the finale always. It's like Bobby Bones, like,
Well, that was a whole other situation. At least all these people are good dancers. At least, like, if any of them win, it wouldn't be that upsetting. But I feel like Charlie's just on a whole other level. And I understand that she's been a dancer before, but all of these people have had dances. At this point, all 4 of them have had dances.
Yeah,
all 4 of them. So at this point, it's not fair at all. Like,
yeah. I really want Wayne to get second. I just don't like Gabby.
I just think Gabby has more votes than Wayne.
I think so too, and I think no matter what, Wayne's gonna or Gabby's gonna pull out second place somehow. But I think it's definitely a fight for second. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to touch Charlie unless something really bad happens.
Yeah, and then I think Shangela's pretty much in fourth. Like, just because of this week, because we know that she had the same points as Dwayne, but still ended up in fourth.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's gonna be. I think that's pretty much locked in, unless if she
she didn't have the same points as Wayne. Wayne
I
was
thought she did. Oh
no,
she was close though, wasn't she?
She was close. Let me go back. So she had 73, and Wayne had. Oh no, they did. They did have a 73.
Yeah,
Maybe
I just feel like
before that.
I just feel like it's pretty locked in that she's gonna get fourth.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
I know, because I do think she's fun, and I do think she her.
But I think she's just she's too messy. I just don't think
she's just to me she's been the least kind of consistent out of the four. She's been consistent, but the least consistent out of the four of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's what it's gonna be, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the freestyles.
I'm excited for Derek to dance again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His last one was really good.
Live performance. Oh, and it's gonna be it's always live. So I don't know why I was gonna say.
So it's gonna be what?
I was like, oh, it's gonna be live, and I was like, live, duh. But I wonder if there's gonna be any live performances. I know Selma Blair is coming back.
I think all of them come back.
But Selma's dancing.
Oh, good for her. I think
they just posted a story of.
Was there any musicians? Jordan Sparks. Maybe she'll perform.
Ooh. We haven't had her actually perform before.
It's true.
So
I don't know. I'm excited.
Usually if you're in the bottom two, you're not going to win because you're not getting a lot of it. That's true. But I mean, Wayne hasn't been in the bottom two at all.
I don't know. No. I think it's more talking about Shangela, and Shangela's not gonna win.
Shangela's been in it before this too.
No, she hasn't. This is her first time.
No.
This is her first time being in the bottom two. 1,000%. I bet money.
Thought she was in it earlier.
I don't think so.
And they saved her.
I don't think so.
Then maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for today. So tell us who you think is going to win down in the comments below. Make sure you like this and make sure you stay tuned for next week when we break down the entire finale episode. I'm not sure what day it will be since we have Thanksgiving next week.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
I'm like for Thanksgiving.
So make sure you stay tuned to my channel and make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I post and I go live. And we will see you on the next one. Bye. Have a magical day. Bye.